Hello, my loves. Good morning. Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads. And today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to construct a sweet money honey jar. Okay? You may have heard me mention in a few videos the last couple of weeks that I really like honey jars. I really like jar spells. And the reason why we use a jar spell is because a jar is a way of capturing and containing something, containing the energy, containing a situation, containing a person. You want to keep things contained the way that they are, and you want to sweeten it and help it expand and help it grow. Last week, I talked a little bit about learning your spiritual language. So for me, jar spells work very effectively. I like doing jar spells. I use them for different situations, love, money, career, when I had some legal cases going on, and they've proven to be highly effective. So that's my spiritual language. So it only makes sense to refresh my jar. This is something I typically do once a year. My last one, I did a success jar that I showed you guys sometime last October, I believe, and that video is on my YouTube channel, Mystic at the Crossroads, if you want to check that one out. But I'm refreshing it, and I'm getting all of my money and prosperity work done now while we are in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, which this is one of 3 rituals that I'm going to be showing. I'm sharing this one with you guys, but the other 2 rituals I will be teaching in tonight's webinar on how to protect your money, your assets, your job position during the Mercury retrograde. This is imperative because during this time is when jobs get lost, communications are messed up, hours are cut, refunds are issued, business goes haywire. Even for people that, maybe you drive Lyft or Uber or DoorDash and you're not getting any rides, you're not getting any hits, you know what I mean? You may be used to having a certain number of clients schedule and they don't schedule, or you are used to overtime or 40-hour work weeks, and all of a sudden you look on the schedule and your hours have been cut. So this is really important for you to do, and as an ongoing spiritual practice to protect your money and your finances. So I'm going to show you guys the ingredients I'm going to work with. Some of these things you want to put in the jar. Some of these things are going to be optional, and you can kind of tailor that to you. There are certain herbs that I use because I'm a business owner, but if you maybe you work a traditional job or wherever your income comes in from, whether it's spousal support, child support, or whatever, then you would kind of tailor and play around with the little bit of ingredients to fit that nature of your income. I hope that makes sense, you guys. Okay, so I got this little small jar. I got a pack of these from Target for about $6. And the reason why I chose a small jar is because, one, I want to shake it up. And unlike this one, this is a bigger jar. I'm doing a different spell with this one. And I want something that's going to be easy. Also, with my honey jars, I work them for 7 full days the first week that I make them, and then 3 times a week. So this is small, it's compact. I'm going to put this in my purse. You don't have to carry it around with you. It's something that I like to do to make sure my energy is around it. And during the day while I'm out and about running errands, I open my purse, I see it, I take it out, give it a little shake. And that's a way of activating all the content inside of it. So get yourself a jar, any size, but if you can find a small one, that's preferable. Baby food jars are excellent options. So what I will do is I buy baby food and I take the food out and I place it on the altar as an offering, and then I use the jar for my jar spells, and they're only $1. So that's kind of a cheap way of killing 2 birds with 1 stone and having a decent sized glass jar. The next ingredients that you guys are going to need is, and I'm actually going to do this while I'm talking to you. Now, I've already cleansed my jar. I put it under some, what did I use? I think I used some money incense and some sage smoke to clean out the inside. You could do that. You could use Florida water, whatever you're comfortable with. So, first ingredient is going to be a cinnamon stick. And I'm going to try to really keep everything in frame. I'm working at a weird angle here with my tripod, so forgive me. I'm going to put my cinnamon sticks in here. Something else I thought of also, like yesterday, my phone went completely haywire and I ended up having to get my phone factory reset at Sprint. That was Mercury retrograde affecting me. And because of that, it took time away from getting some more videos up and answering a lot of questions. And that was another way that Mercury is trying to affect my pockets. Because if I can't respond to people or do consultations, I don't make any money. So that's why I was like, okay, after spending 2 hours at Sprint, we're going to take care of this today. So I've got my cinnamon sticks in there. I have a bay leaf. And bay leaf is to help wishes come true. So you want to put... and you could use as many. I'm just using one. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking my intention of what it is that I want for this jar. Of course, it's to attract money and prosperity. But if you want to use this for something very specific, so maybe it's to keep your job hours. Maybe it's to win, maybe you have somebody that owes you some money. Maybe you have a court case coming up. Whatever it is, maybe you need a specific set amount of money to start coming to you every month. Then that's the intention that you would put inside the jar. So bay leaf is going in here to help that specific intention come true. I'm using allspice, and I'm using 4 whole allspice. This is what Spirit told me to do, but follow your intuition. And yes, it's perfectly fine to use the powdered form. Can you guys see that? Okay. The powdered form if you would prefer. So usually it's under pumpkin pie or pumpkin spice, which contains cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. The next thing that I'm going to put inside of my little jar is a $1 coin. And I got this, the girl gave this as part of my change to me the other day. So I said that's going to go down inside of there. You could also use paper currency. I have some shredded money that I got from the Federal Reserve Bank, so I'm going to add that in there. You could even put ancestor money in there if you wanted to, but for something like this, I prefer that you stick with the type of currency that you spend. It's going to feel more connected for you. My absolute by far favorite go-to is skullcap. I use skullcap in every single money candle that I do. Skullcap, it's spelled just the way it sounds, like skull, S-K-U-L-L-C-A-P. So if you have some, you should definitely get some. So these are the primary ingredients that I would suggest that you use in your jar, okay? These other ingredients are going to be optional. So 5-finger grass. And 5-finger grass is great. It's very good if you gamble, but it's great to attract money to you. Works very well in combination with skullcap also. And I'm just putting a pinch. I'm also using some Vervain. And Vervain is used to help promote your business. So if you run a business, you're thinking about starting a business, you work for yourself, or anywhere, like let's say, for example, you work somewhere where you make tips or bonuses, you want to have a little Vervain in there. The next ingredient I'm going to use is some calamus root. Calamus root is good it's great actually for attracting money. It's also very useful in, it can be used in court cases. So just a little bit. I don't need too much. And I don't want to overstuff the jar because I want the honey to be able to circulate and move around and flow. I have some May apple root. Again, these are optional. So the calamus, the May apple is optional. But I had it and it's like, why not use all the money ingredients that I have in my little witchy box, okay? So you see we're getting kind of full there. The next thing I'm going to add is some magnetic sand. So if you have a magnet, you can get some magnets from Dollar Tree, a lodestone, pyrite would be good, or pyrite or lodestone, but I'm gonna add a little bit of magnetic sand, and that of course is to magnetize what it is that I want to come to me. Okay, from there I'm going to use a little bit of gold glitter. If you think about wealth, gold is a symbol of wealth. and we're thinking big money with this jar. So we're going to put some gold glitter inside of there. You could also use green. You could use confetti. I have some gold flakes that I'm going to add. And remember, I mentioned in one of my videos last week, you guys, or I think I mentioned it in class, start putting gold flakes in your money candles and see how much quicker your results come to you. Okay? You guys see that okay? All right. So now that I've added all of my ingredients, I have my petition here. And I've already folded the petition over once. I'm going to fold it to myself. And what I did was I wrote my name on here 7 times, and I wrote very specifically what it is that I'm asking for. And I'm going to anoint my, hold on, let me give this a good shake. My money drawing oil. I'm almost out. I just made this bottle over the full moon, and it's literally almost gone. And I'm just going to take a little bit and anoint it on there. Okay. And then speak my intention and place that down inside of my jar. I'm going to add a little bit of money oil. I'm also going to use Jezebel oil. And Jezebel oil is fantastic, especially for women with any type of business or money concerns, to really attract that to you. So Jezebel oil. Jezebel is typically used by women who are trying to attract or manifest a wealthy partner, a sugar daddy or sugar mama, but it is also good for women in business getting ahead if you make tips or those sort of things. So a little bit of Jezebel oil, and as you can see, didn't put too much in there. And last but not least, hold on one second. Can't be a honey jar without the honey. Uh-oh. All right. Of course, I'd forget the most important ingredient, but now we've got some clover honey. And I use very specific honeys for certain things. I'm doing a love jar after this. And for that love jar, I use the honey with the honeycomb in it. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but there's a reason for that. And I charge a lot for love spells, so I try to use, you know, the best quality honey that I can find. So that's just a little note. If you do a love honey jar, make sure you get the one with the honeycomb inside of it. All right, I should have did this before I started the video. Okay, so now I will say before I started the video, I did pray over all of my ingredients. So when you're working this spell, you're not going to be recording a video. You can pray over each ingredient individually, or you can pray over it all together. The only thing I didn't do was bless the honey. So give me a second. Okay. And then I'm going to pour my honey in here. Make sure it really gets in there, and I'm going to fill it up almost to the top. It's perfectly fine if you want to use a different type of sweetener. So maybe you want to do like maple syrup or agave. The only thing I don't use is like stevia because it has some other properties in it. You could use sugar, but again, honey is what works best for me. I've done jars with like maple syrup, and I don't feel like I saw the same results. That's good. And it's okay, take a little sip of your honey, a little taste of your honey. So this is what works for me, and once I find, like I'm always telling you guys, figure out your formula, what works for you, I stick to it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Another reason why we want to use honey is because you want to continue to attract what you want to yourself. Mind you, you know, people are attracted to sweet, nice people. Bees are attracted to honey. Bees pollinate. They're attracted to flowers and sweet things. You want your money to be attracted to you the way bees are attracted to flowers. Also, if you think about the way bees work and how much energy and work they put in to create the honey, that same energy and work is going into your spell. Now, For those of you that are vegan or are cringing at the fact of me using honey, I get it. Use another sweetener of your choice. But again, this is what works for me. All right, so now that I've set my intentions, I've put all of my ingredients in here. I have my petition down in here, my oils. Just double checking, make sure I didn't leave anything else out. Okay, I'm gonna seal the jar. Very important with your honey jars, or any jar spell, quite honestly. Once you seal them, you don't open them. So you want to really make sure that everything you want has gone inside of your jar. And you're going to give it a good... It's not easy to shake honey, but I usually do this a couple of times. Let the energy kind of flow around. And then you're done. Now the last part is your candle. That's going to go on top of the jar. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I don't know. I think it's pretty. So now I have my little chime candle, my little green candle. And I'm just going to anoint my candle. Rub it between my hands, warm it up a little bit, set my intentions. And I'm going to anoint the candle from the bottom up, or you can hold it towards yourself and anoint it this way because you're drawing the energy in. If you were trying to remove the energy, you would anoint your candle from the top down or away from you. I'm also going to use a little bit of Jezebel oil just to make it extra potent. And this Jezebel oil smells amazing, so as my candle burns, I'm going to get a little bit of that aroma. And I have some money powder here. So remember I told you guys, get yourself some pumpkin spice? This is your money powder ingredient. I did mix this up with some Improved Business or Better Business. Some Better Business by Anna Riva. I really do like these powders because they have... they're grinded up herbs, and you can see that they do have herbs in them. So you can find this on, help me, my brain is frozen. You can find this online at indioproducts.com. All right, so I'm just going to roll my candle in my ingredient. If you happen to have some palm oil would be great for anointing your candle. I just didn't want, palm oil can stain, and I didn't want to get it on my nails, so I'm going to skip that option today. But if I had some gloves or something, then I would do that. And then I'm going to attempt, that's probably not going to work. I'm going to attempt to get my candle stuck on top of my jar. Let's see. Hopefully that works. Okay, there we go. And this, I'm going to simply take over to my altar, light my candle. I'm going to burn 1 candle on this jar every day for the next 7 days. So what'll happen is the candle's going to go out tomorrow when I wake up in the morning, give the jar a good shake, light a fresh candle on it. You can use tea candles, you can use votives. I like these because they burn out relatively quickly, and I don't feel like I have to sit there and babysit the candle for hours. I want something that's going to work very quickly. After the 7 days, I'm going to burn a candle on here 3 times a week until what I'm asking for is granted, but I'm still going to shake the jar every single day. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful, you guys. This is how you create a sweet money honey jar. This is one way of protecting your assets and your money during this Mercury retrograde. Tonight's class, that is what we're going to be discussing: how to get out of the financial rat wheel, how to attract more money, how to use the energy of the retrograde to improve your financial circumstances instead of having your money stolen from you. So go ahead and register for class, selfdiscoveryclass.info, 9 p.m. Eastern. It is $26. I will be giving out 2 more rituals for everybody that attends, and I will see y'all tonight. Happy manifesting. Talk to you guys later.